Speaking of challenges, the NATO is facing one, and I'm not talking about Russia. I'm talking about the drama over Sweden's application. They've been talking for months, but Sweden has still not been able to join the group. It has still not been able to convince the holdouts, Turkey and Hungary. The two nations are refusing to give Sweden the nod, and this is a challenge that must be overcome because to join the NATO, all members have to agree. So what will it take for Turkey and Hungary to relent? Well, the US is on the job now. It is using the old carrot and stick approach. For Turkey, the Americans are offering the F-16 carrot. For Hungary, they have a military stick. A US senator has blocked a $735 million arms sale to Hungary. Our next report has the details.
I, from the Swedish side, argue that we have done enough to justify ratification of the Swedish application. We haven't reached a conclusion in that area, and we have agreed to continue the talks ahead of Vilnius, and then we can see. And I don't speculate when that decision will be taken, and this is a Turkish decision and a Hungarian decision.
That was Oskar Stenström, Sweden's chief negotiator. What's he negotiating? Sweden's NATO membership. Stockholm had applied to join NATO last year, along with its neighbour Finland. And while Finland has already become a NATO member country, Sweden's accession is still uncertain. The biggest problem is Turkey. Newly re-elected President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has blocked Sweden's bid for months now. Erdogan has a bone to pick with Stockholm. It's over what he calls Kurdish terrorists. Groups of Kurds fighting for independence in Turkey had found refuge in Sweden, and Ankara wanted Stockholm to give them up, which it has. Sweden enacted a new anti-terror law recently. It targets these groups that have upset Erdogan. Stockholm is also extraditing Kurds to placate Turkey. But it seems that Erdogan has shifted the goalposts. He now says that Sweden must stop what he calls anti-Turkey protests conducted by the Kurdish groups. That's, of course, a blatant violation of the right to free speech. And besides, Sweden has complied with Turkey's previous demands. You can imagine that Stockholm is starting to get frustrated. But maybe there's another reason Erdogan continues to hold out. He's eyeing a tantalizing prize: F-16 fighter jets and modernization kits from the US. US-Turkey defense ties have been strained for a while now. Washington has given Ankara the cold shoulder ever since it bought defense equipment from Moscow. This was in 2019. So, Erdogan believes he can use Sweden's NATO bid as leverage to start buying American arms again. And US President Joe Biden seems to be playing ball. While speaking about Erdogan last month, Biden said, and I quote, "He still wants to work on something on the F-16s. I told him we wanted a deal with Sweden, so let's get that done." While this game of the Price is Right continues with Turkey, the US isn't playing games when it comes to Hungary. The Eastern European nation is also sitting on Sweden's bid, but for more personal reasons. Reports say Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán is in a huff. He's annoyed that Sweden accused him of curbing media freedom, the rule of law, and democracy. A host of other Western nations have criticized Orbán, but Sweden is the country that needs something from Hungary. It needs Orbán's nod to join NATO. And Orbán is flexing his veto power, perhaps in the hopes of a heartfelt apology. But it seems the US doesn't want to wait for Orbán's hurt feelings to heal. It's showing Hungary the stick. US Senator Jim Risch has blocked a $735 million arms sale to the country. He clearly stated it was over Hungary blocking Sweden's NATO bid. Hungary has hit back by saying it wasn't expecting the equipment anyway. But the move confirms that patience is running thin in Washington.
So we believe, and you've heard from this president multiple times, that we believe Sweden should become a NATO member as soon as possible. That is what the president has said. He has shown his support. That is what we've seen from Congress as well. And so, look, we're going to continue to stay steadfast.
The next NATO summit is on the 11th of July. Sweden wants to officially be welcomed during that summit. It's a race against the clock. Sweden's backers are employing every trick in the book to get its membership done by that deadline. Will they succeed? We'll keep you updated as this unfolds.